Hey, I'm Ben Meyer here at Team Home Hero in Wichita, Kansas, and today I wanted to go over how to sell your home in Wichita, Kansas. Stick around until the end. If you watch the whole video, I got a special bonus for you. It's a redemption code for a special gift that I got for you. Stick around to the end to get that, and once you watch the whole video, not only will you learn a little bit better how to sell a home in Wichita, Kansas, how we sell a home, but also a special gift from me when you watch this video through in its entirety. Before we get into all that, if you would please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff to gauge the content and support a local small business like myself. With all that to do, get past all that, let's get into how to sell your home in Wichita, Kansas. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I like to just show you guys what we do instead of trying to tell you. And that's the wrong screen. Let me get to the right screen. There it is. All right. So there you can see on our website, wichitahomehero.com. This is where we have the how do I sell my home process, which if you want to look at all kinds of awesome content, we got all kinds of stuff on there. How to buy, how to sell, how to build, education, Wichita local content, to really show you that we're the local Wichita real estate experts. But right now we're going to talk about selling your Wichita, Kansas home. I'm going to go over just a general overview of how it works. See if we can blow this thing up so that you guys can see it better. There we go. That's better. So if you look to the left there, you'll see this 12-step standard home selling process. That's just to get you familiar with how this works. Because if you've never sold your home before, or it's been a while, then this may be scary, may be unfamiliar, especially with how everything's going on right now with everything. There's a lot of special considerations to take into account, like where am I going to go to next? How do I know what house I'm going to buy while I sell mine? But we're going to get into the standard home selling process and how we sell homes for faster and higher than any other marketer in Wichita. But to start out, the first thing you want to do is you want to find a reputable realtor in your area, somebody who's been doing this for a while. But honestly, the biggest thing, which I'll get into here in a little bit, is this marketing piece that I have circled in red. But you definitely want to go with somebody who's done this before, somebody who's got a track record of current experience. There are several realtors who have been doing this for years and 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 years, and their old school methods don't work anymore. Nothing against them personally. They're good people, but houses don't sell themselves anymore with the day and age of digital marketing. It really comes down to how well your agent is a marketer. Gone are the days where you can just throw it on the MLS, throw a for sale sign in the yard, and hopefully it sells. That's just naive to think that that's the case. And so what you want to do after you find a reputable realtor, hopefully that's me, of course, you want to review the comps in the area, start thinking price, which I'm going to show you here pretty quickly, how much we really don't necessarily need to come see your house as much as you might think we do. It would take me probably 5 minutes to walk around a house and assess it, probably 15 minutes total while I'm there. 10 minutes I'm going to be talking to you and getting to know you and kind of, connecting with you on everything. But otherwise, I can evaluate a house in person about 5 minutes. I'm just walking around to see what I can't find on Google Maps and on our data sets of everything we have going on. Because at the end of the day, the market is what sells houses, not the house itself, is understanding and studying the market. So let me kind of walk you through that and you'll kind of see what I mean with all that. So if you pull up Google Maps like we got here, I'm going to bring up this house that I just sold sight unseen, like as in I did not physically go to the property other than the open house I held for it on Sunday. But I didn't go there ahead of time. It was a local investor friend of mine that he wanted me to sell the house. I said, okay. Got the professional photographers evaluated out there. I assessed the market for him, which is what I'm showing you how I do it here. And at the end of the day, like, the market's a very objective thing to read, as long as you just follow the market, read the market, and study the market. And then I can guarantee you I will get you the most exposure you need and showings and activity, but then the market ends up dictating what it sells for. So let me go ahead and scroll in and show you how I evaluate a property before I ever see it in person, because digitally I can basically do everything I need to without even seeing the thing. So this one that we're looking at, we're gonna go ahead and scroll down in on, and you can see where I can get down real close to it on the neighborhood level. And if you look at this house, you can see that maybe these pictures are outdated. You can see that the imagery says 2021, but I can tell you that's old because this house does not have a pool in before. But I can also go 3D to get an idea of it. I can situate this around, sorry, hold on. I can situate this around to really look at whatever angle I need to. So I already got a really good feel for the house before I ever set foot on it. And so I'm getting a feel for the house, the neighborhood, everything else from a distance. If I look at this, the house has actually been updated from what I can see here. And then when I'm coming out to look at the house in person, I'm basically just trying to see what I can't already find out about it online digitally and get an idea for the house itself, the neighborhood. But you can really see how much I can already tell about this house without ever coming to the house or being at the house in person. And so when I evaluate a house, I'm already looking at all this. And that's what I can do from Google Maps. But then also, now I go into my realtor database and the local MLS and I do the same thing, but I look at the market and I look at what our house is selling for all the way down to a neighborhood level. So I don't go, you know, a mile away or 3/4 mile away or whatever. It's literally like on the neighborhood level, because a house that sells right here is way different than a house that sells in this neighborhood, that sells in this neighborhood, that sells up here in the Rockhurst neighborhood. And so really getting it down to the neighborhood level is how you evaluate what a house can sell for from an expert level. And if you scroll it down, you really start to get into an idea of what houses are selling for, because at the end of the day, that's what dictates home sale price. Because they say location, but really what they mean by location is what have other houses around it sold for that are similar to this one. And without going all the way into the details of how I do this, this gives you an idea of how we evaluate listings, and we can evaluate a listing. Oh, there you go. You can see what it sold for. You can evaluate a listing without ever seeing the thing and get a really good idea of what it's going to sell for without seeing it in person. When I'm coming to see it in person, I'm basically evaluating, is there anything crazy I don't know about? Has there been any major renovations, major changes, things that I can't already see about what the market's saying the house will sell for? Because at the end of the day, the market dictates what the house sells for. Not me, not you, not anyone else other than the buyer who comes in and agrees to buy it and the appraiser who agrees to lend on it. And that's where we want to help maximize that amount, but also be certain to be like, it's going to sell for this, it'll appraise for this, so that we're not playing the risky game of trying to beat the market. That's when people get in trouble, is when they try to beat the market, as opposed to just accepting what the market has to offer, price it fairly, and then that's when you start to see people come in and start to fight over it and bid it up and do what they need to. Like this particular house sold for 10 grand over cash. We listed at 159 and it sold for 169 cash. Because of our marketing strategies and methods and exposure, those are the kind of results we can get. And again, I did not see this house in person before I listed it. So anyway, so that's how we read the market. And so when you go start looking at that, we're going to give you a price, talked about the market, sign a listing agreement. And actually, I'd honestly say this is a little premature with that. We do more of a pre-listing appointment, like what I just did there. I can either do it virtually and just send it to you. You just tell me I'm thinking about selling my house. What do you think it's worth? And I could give you a value without seeing it. And then later I could come around and look at it and see, like, what do we need to fix? What do we need to really make this thing the most show ready, prepare your home to be listed with everything. We'll take professional media. This says just take professional photographs, which is what a lot of basic realtors are doing, just for professional photos. But the media company that we use and the marketing and the things that we put out, it's very important that we do drone shots. We do videos, whether that be a picture slideshow that gets ranked first on Google, on the first page of Google. Because it's not just how pretty can you make your media, it's also how much exposure can you get your media. There's two angles of it. It's got to be really pretty, but it's also got to like get in front of enough of the right people and the right eyeballs, which is what we're really good at, which I got another video on that you should check out. But we also do 3D tours. We do videos. We really like to flex our marketing muscle when it comes to getting your house the most exposure and the most attention, so that it can really get the most out of it, be the fastest and the most convenient, and also get you the highest price or whatever your important considerations are. The other thing we handle that agents handle is the showings on everything, and also the inspection, scheduling, the appraisal, all those things go with it. And I know it sounds cool to get like 6, 9, 10 offers on a house, but honestly, that's really overwhelming. It's really stressful for most sellers to have to try to go through that. And how do I best mitigate each one? And how do I negotiate all those offers? And how do I handle multiple offer situations? There's a lot that goes into it that you really got to know how to handle that dynamic of a situation. And how do you find out which offer is the least risky behind it all? Because there's a lot here on paper, but that experience of knowing which offer to go with is the best, let alone producing multiple offers. You need to get an agent that's good enough to produce multiple offers on your house, but then also how to handle all those multiple offers. There's a lot more that goes into it than just throwing a sign in the yard and throwing it on MLS. But then once you accept and sign the full final offer, you allow for your due diligence periods, allow the buyer to do the inspection request, allow them to do the appraisal contingency. And those are two very critical, fragile times that your listing agent needs to be a strong agent, but also a cooperative agent to keep the deal together, a creative agent that's solution oriented, but also has a backbone to stand up for you. And then you do final walkthrough, and then closing is when you officially, hand the keys over, transfer the property, and you're done and sold out and you're cashed out, or you're going to the next one. And I can't tell you how critical it is to have an agent that knows how to handle both selling a house, but then buying the next one, and how to work a contingency offer situation. But this should give you an idea of the basic, 12-step home selling process of what it takes and what it's like to go through to sell your house. Now I kind of want to get into what sets us apart here at Team Home Hero. Obviously, you kind of heard me say this before, way more than a for sale signed MLS posting. A lot of how we do it is through what we call our marketing launches. Because really you get one shot with this when it comes to internet exposure. You launch it appropriately with the right media, with the right format, the right template, the right structure. And when you do it those way, you get the most exposure, the most showings, the most activity. And really that's how you sell these things fast. And it's really not a good idea to sell at a house in 1 to 3 days. I see realtors bragging about doing this. Oh, it sold in 24 hours, the first offer that came through. How do you know you didn't have another cash offer that was higher that would have came through day 2, 3, or 4? Because if you think about it, a lot of cash buyers are the elderly that don't move as fast and need a little bit more time to think it through and be certain on it. But if you took the very first offer that comes your way, how do you know you didn't have another better one on the backside? And that's where we see the sweet spot is 3 to 5 days, 3 to 5 days to hear all offers. Give it the appropriate time to really have the marketing take effect, give everybody a chance, bring their best and final, see who really wants it the most. But also it's very convenient for the seller because if you look at like our marketing plan timeline here, we do our pre-listing appointment, we pre-sign the listing agreement, and then really we evaluate when is the best time to launch your listing into the market because the time of year, gauging the market when we launch it does make a difference based on other solds, other competition, other things like that. We kind of look at this as you hired us to, launch your listing appropriately to maximize the return. Let us kind of help you evaluate when's the best time to sell it if you're trying to really maximize the return. If it's another time thing or another consideration, we can do that too. We can expedite that. But a lot of times, you really want to prepare for this listing to make sure it goes the best way possible. Get your home sale ready. There may be some repairs, may be some things we need to do, but then this is typically our timeline that we do, that we have our professional media done at least by Monday so that we can process it all on Tuesday so that we can go launch it officially on Wednesday and get it all the exposure through our marketing partners, both paid and organic, and our networks that we have better than anyone else here in Wichita, through Instagram, through Facebook, through Zillow, through YouTube's a big one, LinkedIn, Trulia, Snapchat's kind of one, but that's not entirely like, some people follow my stuff, but honestly, that's kind of like for kids. Same with TikTok. That's why we're not on there. It's not professional. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, those are the big ones. And honestly, Google. Google is the biggest one. We're coming up with ways that we're beating Zillow at their game, and that's where you really hire us to be the best marketers in town. We're very good agents, but we're even better marketers. Go with all this. And the way we do that is through strategic marketing launches where we start on Wednesday, but then we don't allow showings until Friday. give everybody an opportunity for everything to see it online, to populate online. Then we do showings Friday, Saturday, Sunday, do a mega open house Sunday. I think the last one I did, I had 13 groups through. That one on Oneida, we had 32 groups through. We had 9 offers on the house, and we had it sold by Sunday night. But that way, the seller's only displaced for about a weekend, and it gives everybody just basically a free vacant open house for them to go through, do what they need to. Of course, it'll be realtors and scheduled, and your house will be safe and everything that's with it. But that's basically the fastest, most convenient way to maximize your home sale, while kind of like an auction without having to pay 10% to auction companies. Our fees typically range from 5 to 7, sometimes 8%. Just depends on the package and the house and what we're doing on everything. So, but as you can see, like the activity that goes with these launches, you either launch them right and they sell right away, or they sit for a while and you got to read and assess what the market's doing. Because literally daily, we're reading the online activity and the market data back and forth, to where it's like, it doesn't take weeks and months to sell houses anymore. It takes hours and days, because we move faster as human beings, and we have more data as marketers to read and assess and do things quicker and better, which honestly anymore is what people want. So that's how we're seeing us really win in what we're doing here. If you really want to get a custom valuation, go ahead and go to the website and scroll in here, like how much can I get for my home. You can get 3 options: cash options, as is pricing, retail pricing, depending on the condition of your house and what you got going on there. So go ahead and just enter the address in there, and that'll get you started on our process. Or you can just reach out to me directly, book a consult. There's my phone number. Do what you need to. I hope I'm showing you here like I'm not some slick, crazy salesperson. I'm just a really good agent, and I'm a good marketer, and I'm here to provide a better service that anyone's seen before in Wichita. So that gives you an idea of how to sell a home in Wichita. Now, I did promise you a special gift if you watched to this end. If you did, I really appreciate you doing that. And the gift with that is a free home inspection if you guys do decide to list with me. I really want to provide an opportunity to give you certainty within the transaction. And I know a big way to do that is have it pre-inspected, pre-address everything, so that you don't have to worry about that middle part where repairs come up and people try to ask for $5,000 off or this off. And it's like, we already did all that. We already fixed it. We should be comfortable doing a, as is pricing house, essentially. We kind of coined the term certified pre-owned, if you will, where we get it pre-inspected. They may still get their own inspection and come through, but that at least gives you the most peace of mind knowing it's already pre-inspected. We got it done to where when we got multiple offers, we could be getting an as-is pricing thing. Because at the end of the day, I know it's not always about price. There's certainty involved in that too. And that's why, I think it's best to hire us, because you have the most convenient, the most certain, and the highest price return, considering, all things together for what you're considering here. So if you like this video, if you want to keep seeing this content, please like it, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you need to stay engaged with it all. Go visit our website, wichitahomehero.com, to check out everything Wichita, Kansas real estate related, and we'll go from there. Appreciate you watching. See you later.